Here's a question. What do you call tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese served on top of a crispy, thin crust? It depends on where you're eating it, because at Sally's, this beautiful creation isn't a pizza, it's a Beets. Started in New Haven, Connecticut back in 1938, Sally's Beets quickly became known for its fresh, thin, coal-fired pizza. And nearly 100 years later, they're finally bringing their signature eats to Massachusetts with a new location in Woburn. So what exactly is a Beets? We'll have executive chef Brett Lunsford explain.
A Beets, all the Italian immigrants moved in the early 1900s into New Haven, and they brought their language and their food and cultures with them. And so instead of saying, let's go get a pizza, it became, let's go get a Beets. And so it became Sally's A Beets. New Haven style of Beets is a specific style of pizza. It's not New York, not Chicago, not Detroit, it's New Haven. And with New Haven, you really gotta have thin crust, heavier on the sauce, and lighter on the meat, a good char. It's always charred, not burnt. It's almost like seasoning. You should get some of the flavor of the oven on the bottom of your pie.
So at Sally's, the oven isn't just a tool, it's actually the secret ingredient, which is why it's featured front and center at every restaurant.
We have our pizza ovens in the center of the restaurant. It's the star of the show. A Beets is always going to be our heart and soul of our menu. So our oven is usually kept around 650 to 700 degrees. Usually pies are in there about 6 minutes or so, and by the time they're done, they should be at beautiful leper spots in the bottom, nice char, a little bit of char on your fingers. It's a perfect bite.
And that's true no matter what kind of a Beets you order, whether it's a classic cheese, a basil and burrata pie, or their signature clam a Beets.
Our clam pie is one of our most infamous and famous pies on our menu. It's been around for years at this point. When you take a bite of our clam pie, you're gonna taste the briny, fresh clams, the melty moots, and a little bit of kiss of char from the oven. It's a really special pizza.
And while a Beets is always going to be the staple of Sally's menu, there's much more to try, especially when it comes to appetizers, like their signature Italian wings, rolled in Calabrian chili and served with pickled fennel, or their impossible-to-resist garlic bread.
Every place has their own garlic bread. We use our dough recipe, and we bake it in a focaccia style, topped with Italian seasonings. We cut it to order and lather it in butter, garlic oil, raw garlic, herbs and spices, and we toast it off, brown it just right, and serve it with a really nice pesto and some of our red sauce. It's really fun to grab, tear, dip, and just really share and be a little gluttonous for a moment with the table.
But the most surprising star of Sally's menu has gotta be the wedge salad, made with hand-cut mozzarella, Parmesan peppercorn dressing, and crispy pepperoni.
This is certainly not your dad's wedge salad. This is something special, something you can only get here. It is exciting, it's a little chaotic, but it's a lot of fun to eat.
For main courses, Sally's offers plenty of fresh pasta like the tortiglione, served with a vodka sauce, Grano Padano cheese, and oven-charred tomatoes. And their new fusilli pasta, tossed in a bright, fresh pesto.
We finish our pesto with a ball of burrata that we tear open, finish with breadcrumbs, Grana Padano cheese, and a little pistachio as well for crunch.
But if eating with a fork feels a bit too fancy, Sally's also has sandwiches that will definitely satisfy.
It is a bread that is made from our pizza dough that we bake in our oven, and we use that as our sandwich bread, which is really, really special. With this, you're gonna have some pan-fried mortadella, some Calabrian salami, a little bit of mozzarella, some peppers, onions, a little bit of Calabrian aioli, and a little olive salad on the bottom as well.
Whether you indulge in one of Sally's sandwiches or a signature pizza, one thing is for sure, leave room for dessert, especially when it comes to the olive oil cake.
Our olive oil cake is very special. It is a soft, spongy vanilla, a little bit of kisses of orange zest. We finish ours right now with a seasonal fruit. It's a blueberry lemon sauce, fresh blueberries, and a whipped mascarpone cream on top. You're gonna have this very moist, soft cake, the creaminess from the mascarpone cream, and finish with a freshness from the blueberry and lemon sauce.
But no matter how much time has passed or what decadent dish gets added to the menu, Brett says one thing about Sally's is always going to remain the same, and that's their homey neighborhood feel.
What I love about our service style in general is we really like to let our hair down here. This should be a spot where you should feel comfortable, come in with family and friends, not too stuffy or pretentious, but you can also have a really great glass of wine as well. If you can't make the trip to Worcester Street in New Haven, you should definitely try any of our locations. You're gonna have pie that is just as good, maybe a little bit better. Who knows?